guys, it's Kayla and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things emo scene and everything in between. Today I'm back and I'm going to be telling you guys how to have the ultimate spooky season. I'm talking the best, getting all of the things done, having the greatest time ever spooky season. Let's do it. These are all tips that I'm going to be using myself to make sure that I have the perfect spooky season, and so I'm going to highly recommend that you follow along with me to make sure that you have something totally awesome going on this fall, and that way you can enjoy it with all of your friends and also just have a lot of memories that are made. But yeah, let's get right into it. First of all, to have the ultimate spooky season, you have got to start early. And by that I mean, it's time. Like right now, we're starting. You know what I mean? You saw this video, we connected right here. You're starting now. And I say that because it matters that you go ahead and you have plenty of time to plan out what you want to do and make sure that you prioritize the things that you would find enjoyable throughout spooky season. So that way you're not waiting until the end of October and then looking to try and find these things that you want to do and then they're not available anymore. Or they're sold out, or there's just not time. And so then you're kind of left having to pick and choose what you'd like to do, and it makes things really difficult and just not as fun. So you have to start early, and we're starting right now. One thing that I think would be super helpful is for you to make a list of all the things you'd like to prioritize that you'd like to do this spooky season. And I've been doing the exact same thing. Basically, I've made a bucket list. I'll probably turn it into a candy bucket list if you ever saw that video. It's definitely on my page. But I basically will be making a bucket list of all the things I'd like to do this spooky season, and you should too. And some of these things include going on haunted trails. I'd like to go to have a theme park that does like spooky stuff. I definitely would like to go to any kind of pumpkin carving thing. I'd want to do that, even if it's with just family or myself. I want to do some sort of pumpkin carving. I want to go to a pumpkin patch, which would be super duper fun. I need to pick out a costume and we'll get to that. But I also want to plan a little Halloween party, or at least find one to attend, because I feel like that would be super rad. I want to drive around and look at Halloween decorations. I also feel like it would be super fun to go through these stores and look at the different Halloween things that they have for sale. That's not even like an event for the fall. That's just like a thing I enjoy doing. But also you can do hay rides, which are always super cool. There's trunk or treating. If you have kids, that's perfect for that. Or if you just want an opportunity to go with your friends, and you can do that, or just go trick-or-treating in your neighborhoods. I literally went trick-or-treating last year as a grown adult, and I don't think they even questioned it. So I'm just saying you could totally go trick-or-treating. That would absolutely be a thing that you could do. But just make a list of all the things that you'd like to prioritize. There's definitely a ton of things that are super fun, like going to Spirit Halloween and looking around with your friends, or just like different things like making Halloween goodies or like little treats. I love to bake and do that for Halloween, or making Halloween candy bracelets. There's a ton of things that you could do. So I would go ahead, write it all down, make a list, and then you're going to look at your availability as far as now until Halloween and look at what you got going on. If you're wanting to do things like go to pumpkin patches or go to specific trick-or-treating events, or even specific festivals or just events in general, like maybe there's events in your town that you'd like to prioritize, I would recommend going ahead and figuring out what days those things are and then blocking them off in your calendar so you can make sure that you can attend those things. Also, if those things require costumes, or for you to have candy, or for you to bake dishes, make sure that you put that in there too, so that way you're prepared ahead of time. So when you're coming up to the event, you're not actually like, what am I doing? I have nothing prepared. I was not ready for this. Like, you're ready to go. So go ahead and put it in your calendar, the things that are set dates, because you can't really change the day that they are. You just have to make yourself available for then. And then the rest is filler for when you have availability in your schedule, and then you can kind of go ahead and plan what you'd like to do. For instance, if you're doing a pumpkin carving with your family, you can kind of throw that in on a different day than maybe like a set event that's happening specifically on like the 26th of October. Again, just a random day, I don't know. But yeah, just make sure that you do that as far as prioritizing your stuff. It's really good to make sure that you have the set specific dates down, and then you're going to go ahead and fill it in with the other stuff. And it's okay if it's tentative too. I know that I'm planning on going to like a theme park, or I'm planning on going to a Halloween party, but I don't necessarily know what those days are. I can just kind of like block out weekends that I think would be good for that, and then kind of try and plan and coordinate with that. You're going to want to go ahead and see if there's any financial things that you have to consider when it comes to the events that you'll be going to this fall. So for instance, if you're going somewhere that requires you to travel, like let's say you're going to Salem, Mass for Halloween because your life is just that cool. Make sure that you go ahead and accommodate the cost of that now, so you can go ahead and start saving. Again, planning ahead of time, so that way you're not waiting until last minute and then left not being able to go and fully enjoy it. But make sure that you do go ahead and take care of things like that. Also, your costume. Go ahead and look for costumes right now. Yes, they will get cheaper closer to Halloween or after Halloween. Obviously, you could buy your costume, but go ahead and get it now, because the closer you get to Halloween, the more stuff is going to be sold out. You're going to have less options. You're going to have to wait for you to be able to get it. And then you're going to have to worry if it's going to get to you on time. If you have a specific party or event that you want to wear it to, go ahead and get it now. Figure out what you want to be. Also, make sure that you have a couple options. I always feel like it's really fun to have different Halloween costumes to pick from. So that way, if you're going to a party or an event, or you're going to a haunted trail, you can literally switch up your costume throughout spooky season. So you're being photographed in different things, or you're hanging out with your friends in different outfits, or you get the opportunity to dress up as different things for different parties. And so it just kind of gives you a little bit more freedom and a little more creativity. Obviously, this is something you don't have to do. It kind of just depends on your funds and what you can afford. But there's also a really cool idea of just like putting together costumes from your closet. I love doing closet cosplay, and so just kind of working with what I have. And you could totally do that too. Some basic costumes that you could kind of wear that are a little bit easier to do, maybe if you dress alternative, anything like a vampire would be cool. People like Wednesday Addams, like you could split your hair and you could braid it, or just anything alternative. Like I would use that and kind of go with like witch, vampire, like literally anything like that, as far as, you know, kind of getting away with it. Even like gothic fairy, like you could totally do that if you had a set of wings. If you're looking for something a little bit more, you know, I guess common, you could do like a nerd costume, like put your hair in pigtails, put on a pair of like movie theater glasses, like the 3D kind, and pop the lenses out and put some tape around the middle of them and call it a day. You know what I mean? You could definitely do something like that. Or I feel like it's easy to cosplay different things from different movies too. So for instance, like if you are enjoying somebody from like The Office, or you want to dress up as somebody from one of your favorite movies, then you could totally look in your closet and see what you have and kind of work with that. Sometimes props are super helpful for this too. So it's like, maybe I have a catchphrase, and so it's easier for you to identify me with my closet cosplay if I have my catchphrase. So like I might have that printed out with me in like a little speech bubble, so I can take that with pictures or something. Like just go ahead and get inspired now, because when you wait until last minute, it puts a lot of pressure on you, and you're also just left with the options you have. It makes it a lot harder for you to have to pick. Like you're not giving as many options into what you can do. So definitely take advantage of that, but also you can just find affordable ways to do different costumes in your own closet, and I highly recommend going ahead and putting those together now, so that way you can get excited for spooky season. If this is something you usually wait on, I definitely recommend doing it. But you can also go thrifting. So if it's something that would be more affordable for you, go thrifting to find your things. Thrifted cosplays are the best, and also sometimes people literally donate their whole costume to like a Goodwill or something, and you can find whole costumes just sitting there at the thrift. Like it's perfect, because then you don't have to pay full price for anything. So I would definitely recommend checking out your local thrift store. All right, so we got our costume, we got our schedule, we got our plans and our bucket list of things that we want to do. We figured out our financials. How are we affording to do all of the fun things that we're doing? Once you've got all of that figured out, the most important part is having people to do it with. Are you hanging out with your family? Are you hanging out with your friends? Maybe you don't have people to go and do these things with. How can you make it a little bit more entertaining for yourself, so that way you're not just interacting on your own? One, I want to just remind you that it's totally okay to do literally any and all of these things by yourself. Just go and have fun. It's not about who you hang out with, as long as you are enjoying your good time. But if you do want to, make sure that you hit up your friends now. Tell them, hey, this specific weekend, this event is happening, and make sure they go ahead and block it off. It's really good to go ahead and tell them in advance. Since you're planning in advance, they can plan in advance, and it's easier to coordinate instead of hitting your friend up maybe like the week of and being like, hey, let's do this. And then they're like, why are you have plans? So make sure that you, while you're making your schedule, are hitting your friends up to be like, hey, this is going on, we should totally go to it. Or maybe you haven't met friends yet for this. A lot of times you can go to other spooky events, especially if you're doing them earlier on in the season, and you can make friends. And who's to say that you couldn't make friends at those events that you could then take with you to the Haunted Maze or the Pumpkin Patch, or to do whatever. Like you could go with them to Spirit Halloween. Like who knows? I'm just saying, maybe take advantage of doing this stuff earlier on, because then if you do make friends, you can continue spooky season and continue doing these things with your new friends, which makes everything so much more fun. But yeah, make sure that you're going to the social events that you can. Like I said, any trunk-or-treating, any parties, any random events in your area that are doing anything. Does your community do like a thing with like a haunted house, or like maybe a little parade? I don't know. But like if you do any of these things, maybe go and try and meet people that way. clearly you have the common interest of wanting to celebrate spooky season. So right off the bat, you've already met somebody that has a common interest with you, but also you might find people with similar styles or costumes to you. You could connect with people over what they're wearing as far as like their costume, and it just makes for a great conversation starter and a perfect opportunity to make friends. So I definitely recommend doing that. If you're struggling to get into the seasonal mood of spooky season, for instance, maybe go ahead and try decorating too. I always wait until my birthday because it's in October to decorate, but I'm telling you, for the most part, I wish that I started decorating earlier in the year. I just wait for them because it makes my birthday less depressing. But I honestly feel like the sooner you can start decorating for spooky season, the better. And honestly, I have Halloween decor in my room year round, so it's not really shocking for me when it just starts coming out more and more. But I definitely would recommend doing it. And also, shopping for the Halloween decor now is perfect because then you can use it as room decor year round. And I guarantee you this is like the best way to do it because it's so much harder to find this stuff online later, and all of the stores have it now, and a lot of it have it for really cheap. Like you can get really cool home decor at like the Dollar Tree. It's so perfect. So definitely take advantage of getting the home decor right now and then using it. Like I know they say it's seasonal, but you and I both know it's not like that. It's year round for us. So like go ahead and get your home stuff now. It's perfect timing. I really hope that this video was helpful as far as inspiring you or maybe just getting you excited for spooky season. I myself am so excited for spooky season that it just makes sense for me to go ahead and make this video. But also I just kind of wanted to give you guys my tips for what I'm doing this year to take advantage of it so that way you can. People will say spooky season is year round, and trust me, I dress like it, but I have to argue that these events are only seasonal for this time of year, so you have to take advantage of it now. But yeah, make sure that you are pushing yourself to go and do these things. I know sometimes when we are dealing with things in our own personal life, it can be hard to motivate ourselves to go out of our comfort zone and kind of experience things like this, but make sure that you do it. I feel like there's a lot of joy to be found in going to events like this, and even if you're going on your own or you're going maybe not in the best headspace, at least you're getting out of the house. Overall, celebrating spooky season is just something to do. It's something to take joy in, and it's something to distract us from the everyday life that we have that sometimes can be a lot for us to handle. So definitely take advantage of this while you can, and I really hope that you guys have an awesome spooky season hanging out with all your friends and doing a lot of really, really cool things. But yeah, if you like videos like this, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when I post. Also, make sure that you leave a like on this video and comment below letting me know if any of these tips were helpful for you or if you have any other tips for celebrating spooky season to its fullest potential. I would definitely love to hear about it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle. Remember to stay safe, make good choices, and remember that you're awesome. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.